And what we're doing now is we're going to build a ladder to a loft. Started out with 2x10s. I found some really nice fir at the lumber store, just standard framing lumber, but if you dig deep, there's the base for the table. It's just kind of drying over there. Anyways, what I did, started up with 4 2x10s, 10 feet, just so we have some extra. I ripped those to about 3 3/8. A little odd dimensions, just because the eye is used to seeing 2x4s and all that, so we want to change it. And then, so you can, once I round it, you'll be able to put your hand around it, so when you're climbing, it feels more comfortable. So that's the idea of that. A little bit smaller than a conventional 2x4. These here are going to be the steps. We're going to cut those. We're going to notch those ladder rails. The wood is dried to less than 14% moisture, so we're ready to go. And we'll just keep checking in here.
Safely done.
And there's some steps. What do we call them? Treads, right? There's our ladder steps. We've got them to the proper angle that they're going to sit in there. The 2x6 just cut right from the end at that 29-degree angle. Ends up being perfect. This is about 1.5 10-foot 2x6s. So far we're, maybe $15 into the project. It's not much. We just cut them with this, measuring 19 inches. Each one of these 19 inch. These are our steps. And this angled piece will be the back. The front will be protruding slightly. And we'll check in with you in a minute. Now we got our that's our ladder rails. They're only going to be 8 foot in the end, but we're going to start with some extra just in case. Just in case of an emergency. Okay, so we'll cut those at the angle. So we have our bottoms, first of all. And then we're going to make a jig for the mortises that these will fit into. Okay, we're going to cut this angle on the bottom of our ladder. In my case, which is approximately 29 degrees. 29.2 we'll say. And that's what that, that's what that looks like. So that's the bottom of our ladder. Right over there. just to get them, nice and flat. Set up a little jig here. The router will sit in that. That will cut our notches for our ladder. This jig here is just at the right angle, and it'll allow us to make a notch for these ladder steps. And we did it by, setting that piece in there, and then so that's all it'll dig out. And so we're going to do a test on a crappy piece, just to we do a test. As you can see here, I'm a little bit too deep or too wide on that, and the reason, I forgot to take the bit into consideration, which is 1/4 inch. So we're gonna redo this jig. Well, there's our we got a few loose ones, but so we'll remake those. But there we are. We finished that last night, and I ran out of batteries on the video. I've just got them clamped together so they stay fairly straight. Okay, here's what we did last night. Here's our steps. They're all tuned up and numbered so that they fit fairly tight. Here's one of the rails. We're gonna just round out both sides like that, so it's doesn't cut you, and the stain holds onto it good, or the whatever you protect it with. I'm using a Profin, I believe is what I'm going to use. And the easiest way to do it is using a router with that little bit right there. And that's corner round. And we'll just give a little example here. We'll go ahead and fire up the machine, and you can see what that looks like. Eye protection is a must with this machine, as with being careful. Always unplug it when you're changing bits. It's a really dangerous machine. And always practice to get the setting right on a scrap piece, or you might be too deep. Alright, there's that side. We'll hit that again. Okay, so it's a nice instrument. This particular one, it's an old Craftsman. It's got a light on it so you can see what you're doing. It's kind of cool. And when you're done that, I usually do a couple passes because it doesn't get everything really in the first pass. There you can see the roundness. Now it's going to be nice to grab onto that ladder and feel good. Make sure everything's smooth before you finish it. No hang-ups, no places to get splinters. We just want to avoid that on a ladder. Otherwise you'll end up like me. I kind of splintered myself and got blood all over myself a little while ago. Anyways, we're going to round the rest of those out, and then we're going to work on the steps and get some grooves cut in.